Hi guys.
Hi.
How are you, Alma? Wait, I don't know why. I don't. Okay. Hi Anisha, what are you teaching in school?
They recently started teaching inverse functions.
Transitions?
Yeah.
Okay. Just one second. Make quick mark that means algebra 2 5. Mhm. You know what? I don't know. I'm not seeing so many of them. I don't know why? Anya Naveen is not going to be in here, I know. Srinita is also not in here. Akshada is also not in here. Avni just joined, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is absent. Samantha. I don't know what is going on with Samantha. Mm-hmm. Let me make sure Samantha is not here. Shrikar is not here. Krishiv is also not here. Chetan is not here. Anisha is here. Subhashri is here. Who else is here? Anisha. Oh, Rishit is here. Rishit, I was calling you. Okay, what are you doing, Rishit, in class?
We're like learning like logarithmic stuff. Like we're learning all the
Logarithmic
functions.
parent functions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not logarithmic stuff because I'm a little off if you say logarithmic stuff because it comes so much later in algebra too, right, Ma?
No, we've learned like the just the like parent equation for it.
Yeah. Parent equations are okay. 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 So I'm going to move on. So anything on the homework? Any questions on the homework? Any questions on the homework?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
You've done only transformation basics, right? Okay. I'm going to go over the details of transformation. Okay. When I do the details of the transformation, after that, I prefer, meaning I want to let you know how we are going to do transformations. Okay. Once you get the hang of it, you should be able to do transformation on any function. Okay. That is the intent of this class. Any questions? Any questions? After that, we will see if I'm able to cover inverses composition. It's a win-win. Let's see. I really want to cover inverse composition, but I don't know. It's too much of a stretch. Let's see.
Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, we also like learned that.
Inverse compositions?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
like start to learn it. We're like doing like the basics of it.
Okay, maybe we should do that. First, you all think? Shall I go ahead with inverse compositions first? What do you all think? Tell me, guys. I'm okay with anything, you see. They are not related, okay? Since we started composition basics, I thought we'll do first that. But I'm okay with going into inverse compositions first, and then we'll go into transformations in depth, okay? So how about this? Let's see this one. When you're given two functions, right? Anytime you're given two functions, you should know, you should be able to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And also, we should be able to find the domain of each. First, let's do that, okay? Let's say you're given these two functions. I'll give you two functions. When you're given two functions, first let's add, subtract, multiply, and divide the two functions. How about this? You're given these two functions. Would you be able to add f of x plus g of x? How to do that? Any question? Any thoughts? So this is going to be 2x minus 7. This is going to be 3x plus 11. When you add them in, right, you get 5x. You're going to combine. So this is your added value. Any questions there? Now f of x minus g of x, what happens? 2x minus 7. Please remember to put a parenthesis. Otherwise, you're going to make a mistake. Why? Because the negative distributes, right? So that will be 2x minus 7 minus 3x minus 11 minus x minus 18. Any questions there? How about you multiply? Do you know how to multiply? Can you send the answer for multiplication? Can you send the answer for multiplication of these two functions, the product? Can you do that, you think? Then we'll cover inverses, verifying inverse functions, finding an inverse functions. We'll do that. And then we'll do some homework on inverse functions. Let's see, guys. What happened? Did you get the answer? If you can do these quickly, then it's easy for me. I can move on. Guys, did you all multiply both the functions? Subi, did you multiply?
Yeah.
I'm a little lost, guys. Avni, how did you multiply, ma? Did you multiply the functions, Avni?
Yeah.
How? Can you educate me how you multiplied? Or I did not tell it to you correctly. Either of this is true, guys. Anisha, that's correct. Six minus seven. Correct. But Akshada, how did you multiply, Emma? Akshada, correct. Avni, how did you multiply?
I did 2x times 3x and then 2x times 11 and then minus 7.
Yeah. Correct, Amma. 2x when you multiply with 3x, what happens?
Oh, I made a mistake.
No problem. Okay, I think you caught it. Subi, how did you multiply?
I did the same mistake.
You did the same mistake. When you multiply these two, what happens?
It's 6x squared.
I was a little astonished. I mean, I was taken aback. Minus 21x and then 11 multiply that. That will be plus 22x minus 77. So these two only you can combine. Answer will be this. Rishit, did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Division is just dividing 2x minus 7 by 3x plus 11. Any questions, guys? Can I move on? Okay, good. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, we are good. Sometimes, let's go with the inverses first, okay? We will cover the concept of inverses first, then we'll go to composition, okay? Suppose if you give, what is an inverse of a function? Coming to function inverses, right? Let's say I have a function. Let's start from the scratch, okay? You know a function mapping diagram from algebra 1, x, y. 1, I give the input 1, it gives me the output 3. Give the input 2, it gives me the output 4. So what are the coordinate points of the function? 1, 3, 2, 4 defines the function, correct? Now, inverses. This is, suppose f of x is given by this. Inverse function is given by this. Please remember, guys, f inverse of x is not is equal to 1 by f of x. Please, this is the reciprocal of a function. This is the inverse of a function. Do you understand the difference? It's a very common mistake everybody does when you learn inverses first. This is inverse, this is reciprocal. They both are not one and the same. Can I move on? Okay, now how do you find inverses? Basically, you know what? In the function mapping diagram, it's very simple. You just switch them. 3, 4 gives you 1, 2. Did you get it? Easy. The output becomes the input, input becomes the output. It's so easy when I say that. Okay, let's go here. Can I move on? Now, graphically, I'm going to find inverses now. You understood the concept of inverses. So basically mapping, what is an inverse function? So the inverse is just a relation between two quantities, the same original two quantities. Okay, but then the inverse maps the output values of the original relation back to the original, meaning from maps the output values to the input values. That's the only difference. Okay, in a function, let's say x is your input, y is your output. In an inverse function, what happens? It just switches. Y becomes x, x becomes y. Any questions? Now, let's say I want to find out. First, let me tell you graphically. Then I'm going to tell you algebraically. Meaning how to find out. Are we recording? Because there are some people who have asked to record. Yes, it's recording. Now, graphically, we are going to find inverses, and algebraically, we are going to find inverses. Both we should know. Suppose a graph goes like, let's say 2x minus 7. What is this function 2x minus 7? How am I going to plot it? Any thoughts? What are the 2 points? How to plot that? I'm not going to discuss this. How to plot that 2x minus 7? Tell me, guys. What are the 2 points? You're going to say, what are the 2 points for me to plot that function?
0, -7.
0, -7, great. Because put x equal to 0, -7 is your y. Okay, that is one. Second one. Then what else? What other points? How can I plot this line? I'll wait for you all to come up with answers.
Start at -7, then like go up by 2 and down by 1.
I
Well,
like that. Yeah, I'll go ahead with that. So -7, I go up by 2, right by 1. Up by 2, right by 1. Then up by 2, right by 1. Then again up by 2, right by 1. Then again up by 2, right by 1. That's a good idea because the slope. So this is my line, correct? Now, this is graphically, I have plotted the function. But you know what? What is the inverse of this function? How to find it? Draw the line. What is this line equation? Anybody? The dotted line equation. What is that line equation?
Y equals x.
Y equals x. So if I want to find, this is my f of x, right? I need to find my f inverse of x. You know what you do? You're just going to reflect this on that line y equal to x. You're just going to reflect it on the line y equal to x. So what happens? Meaning this is -7, 0, right? So what happened to that? If I reflect it, what would happen? -7, 0. Will it be so it is just C. When I want to graph it, let's say I should have done these points, right? So what are the points? 0, -7, x, y for f of x I'm plotting, ma. Then the next one is 2. 2 is the slope, right? So I went 2 up, 1 right. So that became -5. Okay, 1 comma. Basically, this was 1 comma -5. This was 2 comma -3. 1 comma -5, 2 comma -3. Then what? Then can you tell me the next one?
4
comma-
and 4 comma -1. I mean,
3 comma.
normal. Sorry.
Right. 3. Is it right? 3 comma -1, right? You're going to help me, guys. I'm not. Yeah, it's okay to go wrong. 3 comma -1, right?
Yeah.
Right, Akshat?
Yeah.
Then the next one is 4 comma 1. 4 comma 1. Now what will happen? I'm going to reflect this on the line y equal to x. So the points will become what? -7 comma 0. See, minus 7 comma 0. What will be the rest of the points be? It's going to switch as well. Remember, minus 5 comma 1, minus 5 comma 1, and then what? Then minus 3 comma 2, and then what? 3 comma minus 3 comma minus 1 comma 3. What happens then? 4 comma 1. 4 comma 1? No, 1 comma 4. Makes sense, guys? Does it make sense? You see, when I reflect this line on this line, y equal to x is a special line. If I reflect my function on that line, I get f inverse of x. Any questions? Same, algebraically, I have this equation. You know what I do to find my inverse function? First, let me write this out as y equal to 2x minus 7. The first step is switch x and y. So, I will have x equal to 2y minus 7. Any questions here? Second step is solve for y. Solve for y equal to f inverse of x. So, I'm going to solve for y means add 7 to both sides. X plus 7 equal to 2y. Y will be equal to x plus 7 by 2. That y is your f inverse of x. Make sense, guys? Does it make sense? Clear, huh?
Yeah.
So you can check your points as well. Substitute y equal to 0. What happens? If you substitute y equal to 0 in the f inverse function, what is the point? X will be equal to minus 7. So minus 7 comma 0 was a point. This is correct. For the next point, what did we do? We substituted, let's say substitute 1 for the y. If you substitute 1 for the y, x will be minus 5. See, x is minus 5. This point is correct. Do you see, guys? So, algebraically, first given equation, you have to switch x and y and then solve for y, which is f inverse of x, which is the inverse function. Graphically, you are going to reflect whatever function you are given on the line y equal to x. That is how you find inverse functions. Any questions here? We found inverses graphically as well as algebraically. Can I move on? I'm going to put up some hard stuff in here. Can I do that? How about this? Y equal to x square. If I have y equal to x square, who can tell me what is the inverse function? Who can tell me what is the inverse function? Who is going to tell me what is the inverse function?
It's equal to the square root of x.
Why don't we first draw? This is y equal to x square, right? What will be the inverse function, you all think, graphically?
Yeah, it's like y equals square root x.
Anisha said this is x square. So first let me switch it. First let me write it down and then switch, right? I have to switch this x equal to y square. I have to find out y, right? So take square root on both sides. So y will be equal to square root of x. Correct. Great. So this is my, but how to find out graphically? What will I do? This, you know what? Please, this is a trick. Very nicely you can learn. You will never make mistakes. You drew the line. I cannot imagine how it is getting reflected. Okay. As a kid, I cannot understand how it is getting reflected. So split your function. Split your function. This piece, when I reflect it on the line, what happens? It becomes this piece. Any questions there? Now, the next one. Make it easy on you. Don't suffer. This part. What is the reflection on the x on that line? Can I draw like this? Okay. Now the last part. This part. What happens if I reflect it? Can I say this one? Now, what is my final function? This is my final function. You're all with me? But is that a function, guys? Is that a function?
No.
The inverse function here, yes, I drew. That is this graph. But is that a function? Why it's not a function?
Because one input has more than one output.
Yep. So how do we make it as a function? In algebra 2, what we'll do is, if the inverse function is not a function, we'll try to make it as a function. How can I make it as a function? Can I delete this part? What do you think about this? I'll delete the bottom part. Suddenly, I didn't mean to. I'll delete the bottom part. But, this bottom part I deleted, right, in my inverse function. That bottom part that I deleted came from which part of the original function? Came from which part of the original function? Tell me, came from which part of the original function? I deleted a part, I reflected something, I drew and then I deleted it, right? So the deleted part was this. That came from which part of the original function?
The left side of the quadrant.
The orange part, right? When you think about it, literally, I removed the negative numbers, negative x values I removed on the original function. Correct? So I removed the negative x values on the original function. Then only it became a function. You see? That is why this is my inverse function, which is the square root function. This square root function is defined only for positive values of x. Do you see? I restricted the domain to only positive values. Make sense? I restricted the domain to only positive values, fetching the inverse function of a square function to be square root function. Square root function, that is why we say whenever you see a square root, what is inside cannot be negative. So, what is, let's say, y equal to x squared? So, what is the domain of this? What is the range of this? Who can tell me? What is the domain? What is the range? Domain is minus infinity less than x is less than infinity. Range is 0 is less than y is less than infinity. Correct, guys? Here, what happens? What happens to the domain of f inverse of x? I already told you, right? What is the f inverse of x? Shrikar, are you following? Shrikar?
Yeah, I'm following.
You're following? Okay. So tell me, guys, what is the inverse function? What is the inverse? I told you, we already discussed how to find the inverse or find the domain and range of the inverse function. Hey, Krish, you cannot switch off the video. So what is the domain of the inverse function? From this you can find, right? Inverse function's domain is what?
0 is less than y is less than infinity.
Perfect, but it's not y, right? Here
Oh,
it's the
sorry,
domain.
X.
Yep, just be careful. Range is what then?
0 is,
Range.
0 is less than y is less than infinity.
Y 0. This should have come here, right?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
No. You are only correct. I'm tricking you. I'm playing the devil's advocate. This should have come here, right? I should have written like this. But the actual thing is this. Why?
Because you took out all the negatives.
Exactly. This domain, I took out all the negative values, remember? So when I write out the range, I restricted the domain. So when I write out the range of my f inverse of x, automatically that restriction will apply. Make sense? Guys, there are so many different ways of looking at these functions. If you understand the base, right, you can come what may, whatever be the question, however they change and ask, you will be able to answer. That's what I have seen in Algebra 2 and Pre-Calc. Only thing is the base concept should be very strong in you. Once you understand, then come what may, whatever be the question, we might not have discussed in class, you'll be able to tackle it because of the base understanding. Did you get it now? Any questions here? Okay, now we are going to solve more, but can I give you questions or do you want me to solve one more? Yes, you can ask, you can tell, please. The sooner you say, the better we are. You want me to solve one or two more questions, huh? Lati, can I give you questions?
Can you solve one more?
Yeah, I will. That's all. Anybody, one answer, I'll take it immediately. Okay, let's try one more. Inverse function will do. Okay, how about this? Okay. First of all, f of x is equal to 3x minus 1. They've given this. Okay, I have to find the inverse function. Algebraically, let me do. So first I'll write this down. Now I have to find f inverse of x, right? So first switch. I switched. Solve for y. That y is my f inverse of x. Any questions? Now, coming to this, what is the range? What is the domain? It's a linear function, right, guys? Right? Minus infinity less than x is less than infinity. Minus infinity less than y is less than infinity. Same thing here. Range and domain, it just changes. Domain is, that becomes a range. So minus infinity less than x is less than infinity. Range is minus infinity less than y is less than infinity. Any questions? Domain and range, you just switch, that's all. Here they both are the same, so they both are the same. Algebraically, you found. Graphically, how will you graph this? If I put a 0 in here, y equal to minus 1. 0, comma, minus 1. Okay, that's one point on the graph. If I put, what? If I put, I want one more point, right? Then only I can do something. X equal to 2. If I put x equal to 2, then it is a 5. X equal to 2, this is a 5. Make sense? So this is my graph. Okay, now how do I plot the inverse? One is you can draw this and reflect this line. Put it into pieces. This piece, right, when I reflect it, will become this piece. Make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This piece, when I reflect it, it will become this piece. Am I making sense? So this is my f inverse of x. This is one way to graph it. But the other way, as I said, it's very easy. What is the other way? So this point, what was that point for the direct function? This one was 0, comma, minus 1. 0, comma, minus 1. The other point was what I did. 2, right? I put a 2 and then I put a 5. Correct? Yeah, 2, comma, 5. Just switch here. The other way of doing it is this is minus 1, comma, 0, 5, comma, 2. Am I correct? Let's find out. Minus 5, comma, sorry, minus 1, comma, 0. Okay. And then what is the other one? 5, comma, 2. Yeah, looks like it. 5, comma, 2. That seems correct. You see? Guys, did you all get it? These are basic checks you can make. Okay. You all understand how to find out inverse functions algebraically, graphically, and by switching? X and Y values will get switched. Range and domain will get switched. But one thing what you need to be very, very aware of is when you get a square root, you have to restrict the negative values. Make sense? Whatever is inside the square root has to be greater than or equal to 0. To that level, you have to restrict the domain or the range. That is where usually you will fall, meaning usually you'll make mistakes. Can I go ahead and tell you one last thing about inverses? Okay. Now, suppose if you're given f of x, you're given its inverse function. How do you verify? Here is where we have composition coming up. Let me talk about composition to you guys. What is composition of functions? Let's say I have a function f of x. I have a function g of x. Now, for this function f of x, x is your input, right? For this function g of x, again, x is your input, right? But what is this composition means? You are putting one function as the input to the other function, meaning composition, you write it using this symbol. This symbol is used for denoting composition. This is how you write. What is this? You know what is this? F, how you read it? F of g of x. This symbol says that we are trying to do a composition of the function. But what is this composition? That means You are, see here, whatever follows this symbol, this function is given as the input to this. Instead of x, you will supply g of x as the input to that f of x function. Make sense? Now, similarly, if I write it like this, what happens, guys? What is this? G of f of x. Whatever follows that becomes your input. So this means you're trying to supply f of x as the input. Usually we write the function as g of x, but x is no longer the input. F of x is your input. Make sense? Does that make sense? But let's find out one example. Then only you'll understand. I'm going to ask you questions, but not right now. Let's go ahead. Let's see. You remember I gave you this function to start the class, right? We started with this function. I don't know if you remember. F of x, g of x, right? So I'm going to take that. We have two functions, right? We have two functions. I'm going to find out what is composition of these functions. What is this f of g of x? That means clearly here, this becomes the input to f of x, right? How do I write it? F of g of x. Instead of that x inside, I'm supplying g of x. So first let me take f of x. Let me take f of x, 2x minus 7, right? That is f of x. See, wherever x is being supplied as the input, I'm going to plug in g of x. Then what happens? F of 3x plus 1. Instead of x, I'm substituting g of x. Instead of x, I'm substituting g of x. Does that make sense? Now, 6x plus 2 minus 7. What is it? 6x minus 5. So, f of g of x is the composed function. Composed function means I supplied g of x as my input to the original function. So, the composition of f of g of x, the composition function f of g of x is 6x minus 5. Any questions? But what is g of f of x then? I take my g function, 3x plus 11. That is my g of x. But instead of supplying x as the input, I supply f of x as the input. 2x, wherever there is x, I'll plug it in with 2x minus 7. The answer is 6x minus 10. Any questions, guys? Any questions?
Priya.
Yeah.
So you're just taking like the g of x, like the x variable as f of x?
Correct. In where input you're going to change, that's all. Given input is x for this function. So wherever they have used x, I'm going to change that. To what I'm going to change? I'm going to give the other function as the input. You got it?
Yeah.
If it is f, this is different from this. How? In this case, this is my original function. I'm going to feed g of x as the input. Here, this is my original function. I'm going to provide f of x as the input. Make sense? Akshada, are we clear?
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot explain to you how to verify inverses unless we are thorough with this. Okay. This, I'm going to give some questions. You're going to find it. One question I'll do. Second one I want you to do. Okay. Let's try to find out this. One question I'm going to do. What have they asked? Anybody can explain. Guys, it's okay to go wrong. You know the class. So why don't one of you volunteer and explain? What are they asking? I'll help you. I'll handhold the person who volunteers. Or I'll pick. Rishit, you want to try? Or Shekhar, you want to try?
What was it again?
The given question, I want you to proceed with the given function, with the given question. What are they asking?
It's just saying find g of x and the
G-
domain for each of the functions.
Here, they're asking g of f of x.
Oh,
That means what function is the original function to which what are you going to give as the input function?
so you have to like solve g of
Right?
x, get an answer, then plug it into f of x.
No, it's the other way. They're asking g of f of x. The function inside is your input.
Okay.
So you're going to take g of x. This is your function. See, this is your function. You're going to feed f of x as the input. But then what should happen? G of x is minus x plus 7, right? Now they're asking for g of f of x means this is written like this. So f of x becomes your input. Instead of x, you'll substitute 2x everywhere. So g of 2x will be equal to minus 2x plus 7. Any questions? Can I ask you all to find out f of g of x? F of g of x. Can we try that? F of g of x. Can you try that? F of g of x means what? What is the input? You're feeding what to what?
G of x is the input.
Correct. And you're feeding it to the original function f of x. So write the original function. Instead of x, plug in g of x. Give me the answer.
Is it negative 2x plus 14?
Negative. Let me check my, I don't know. Others, you can all verify and tell, right? Why should I verify this time? If you didn't get it immediately, you have to raise up. I think that's right, Karisha. I think that's right, Avni. Anisha, you got it, ma? Anisha, you got it?
What?
Did you get it?
Yeah, I said negative 2x plus 14.
Oh, you sent it, huh? Wait. I didn't get it.
I said,
Anisha, I didn't get it in chat.
I said it out loud.
Oh, okay. Lil, okay, no problem. But when others are working out as well, I don't want everybody to.
Yeah, I didn't realize I would do it.
No problem. Ma. I'm just saying. Okay, minus 2. Yeah. I think everybody got it right. Shrikar, where is your answer, Shrikar?
I don't really understand it.
Okay, good. I really like that you telling. Where is that you're stuck, Rishit? Can I help you?
Where'd the 2x come from?
Where did the 2x come from? You are feeding f of x as the input to g of, meaning, wait, what you're asking for? You're asking for g of f of x or f of g of
Like,
x?
how do you get the final answer?
How do you get the final answer? Okay. In this case, the function that you start is your original function. Write it down, 2x.
Yeah.
Make sense? That is f of x. In this, you are going to feed g of x as your input. Wherever you see x here, you're going to feed in g of x. What is g of x? Minus x plus 7. You got it?
Yeah.
Instead of x, you're going to substitute minus x plus 7. So what is this? F of g of x. You get it? For the
Yeah.
f function, you're feeding g of x as the input. So that becomes minus 2x plus 14. Rishit, did I help you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. That is how you find the inverse. Now, how do you connect inverse and composition? Basically, the inverse function, there is a law for inverse function that says the composition of a function and its inverse, whatever function it is equal to x. the composition of an inverse and the original function is also equal to x. This is where you relate them. If you want to verify these two are inverses, if you want to verify that these two, by the way, guys, what is the domain of each? What is the domain of each function here? What is the domain? We forgot about it. I'm sorry. What is the domain? It's a linear function, guys. What is the domain? What is the domain of this function? What is the domain of this function? Line equation, guys. What is the domain? This is the line equation. This is
Negative infinity is less than x is less than infinity.
yeah, this one. That is the domain for both the functions because it's a line, right? It's a downward facing line for this one. It's an upward facing line. Both are minus infinity to infinity. Now, coming back to this. Suppose if I give you a function, I also give you the inverse of the function. I'm saying that this is the inverse. You have to tell me whether I'm stating true or false. I'll give you something here, something here. How do you verify that these two are inverses? You know what you do? You take one of these functions, okay? Instead of x, you feed in f inverse of x. If you feed in your answer, finally, if you work this out, you should get x as your answer. Otherwise, you can take this inverse function, that's fine, and feed in f of x as your input. You should get x. Let's try one. Okay. Okay, how about this? Try this one for me. First, you try this one. I will worry about verifying inverses now. I will work it out verifying inverses. You do this one. F of x is given, g of x is given. They're asking you to find out f of g of minus 2. They are asking you f of g of minus 2. What should you find out first? Rishit, you tell me. They have asked for this, right?
Yeah.
So what should you find first? What is that you can find out first?
So substitute -2 in like g of x.
Correct. So if you substitute minus 2 in g of x, you'll get g of minus 2. Correct?
Yeah.
And after that, what do you do that? What do you do? You'll get some number. That number you'll substitute where?
Um,
That number will be the input to what?
that'll be like the input to like f of g. So
Correct. That will be the no. See, this will become a number. Let's say 5. Now you will input that 5 to the f of x function and tell me the answer. You got it?
yeah.
Okay. So now, can you find out this? If anybody didn't get it, it's important that you raise up and say, Auntie, nothing is clear. By the way, you're all submitting your homework. Huh? I didn't see that. I want to see that. Did I have any feedback for you guys? I will definitely, I would have had. Let me check. Sometimes I don't get to discuss with you often.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Priya.
Yeah, I'm here.
This week I had like a lot of tests at school, so I could like barely work on the homework.
Okay. Oh, what error did you get, Anisha?
It didn't. It said that there was an error on that error not to open up the tab again when I tried to open it up to.
Can you open it and show me now, Ma? Can you
I
you
don't
share?
have access to it on the device I'm on.
Okay, so after the class, would you mind showing?
Yeah.
I really want to see what is error because the others are able to print it out. That's what I'm seeing. So I really want to see what is the error, then it really helps you see. But the way you've submitted the homework is great. Did you check with the Kima?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Miss Priya.
Yeah. Amma, printing it out and doing it is easiest, Ma, Anisha. but I want to see. So why don't you show it to me after the class? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Ma.
I have the homework like almost done because I was pretty busy this week. I'll submit it after class.
Sure, it would help a lot.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, all of you got it. Akshara, x should be substituted, right? I gave you the x value is -2. See there? Krishiv, that seems incorrect. Akshada, Seema, Akshada, this means f of g of -2. What is first you have to find out g of -2. How to find out g of -2? You know g of x equal to 5x minus 1. So g of -2 means instead of x you are plugging in -2. That becomes -11 here because I substitute 5 times -2 minus 1 which is -11. Now you know this is a number -11. Now what you're asked is f of -11 is what you have to find. Where is my f of x? F of x is 3x minus 6. But substitute -11 -33 minus 6 minus 39.
Oh,
Krishu, where
I know what I made. The mistake I made. I accidentally put X when it wasn't an X.
Oh, now you got it?
Yeah.
Krishu, where was the
Miss
mistake?
Priya, so when you do -2 for x, right? So it's 5x minus 1. So wouldn't it become -10 and +2? So it'd become -8.
Okay, let's see. Let's see whether I made a mistake, right? Here is where you're saying, right?
Yeah, here, there.
Yeah, 5 times -2, -1 is there, right?
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you had to. Oh, okay. I see what I did wrong.
You see what, got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I move on? Okay. Now let's see this one. Anisha, doing the homework online? Mm-mm. It will be worksheet. You will have to do it in paper. You got it, Ma? You know, going further, we'll be doing it only in the book mostly. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if I do it, if I give it to you online, right? Algebra 2 is not like you cannot draw online and all. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I was asking how to access it, like either print it out or online because neither.
Yeah, yeah. Print it out. It's easier if you print it. I'll show you. I want to share this with you so that you get to know how the others do. So how about this? See, this one is good. See, ma, they've correct. See, Akshada has corrected it as well. You see what I mean? Make sense, ma? See here. This is incorrect. Very clearly she has showed. You see what I mean, huh?
Yeah.
And you also, yeah, this helps a lot. Okay. Yeah, yeah. There is a key as well, right? Always verify. If you didn't understand, come back and ask. Make sense, ma? This is as well okay. See, this as well okay. But here my problem is I cannot understand whether she verified or not. I just rely on her, what she says. You got it?
Verified. I also like correct the ones
Oh,
that like.
no worries, ma. I know, I've worked with you, right? So some kids do this, but in those cases, usually I rely on them. You got it? Once I get used to you, I know what type of a kid you are, right? So yes. Can I move on? Okay. What did we want? I'm going to stop. What were we doing? Yeah, I really wanted to continue what we do. Okay, let's see. I lost track, guys. Okay, how about this? This one is good. Okay, guys, tell me the domain of these functions. I don't want you to do anything. Tell me the domain of these functions. First one, you all know. I am mainly bothered about the second one. What is the domain of that function? 2-3 times I said the concept. I don't know how many of you caught it. What is the domain of g of x? It's a square root function. So what should you do? 2-3 times I said you can do this for square root functions. What should you do? Avni, no Avni. Whatever is inside the square root, you will never have a negative number inside a square root, right, guys? This whatever is inside the square root, what did I say? It has to be greater than or equal to 0. So that gives you the possible values of x. You got it? No problem at all, ma. At the end of it, we are learning. If you get everything correct, you cannot be in the class, Avni. So here, do you see what is the domain? All possible values of x is anything greater than or equal to 1. So the domain becomes 1 is less than or equal to x is less than or less than infinity. Make sense? Krishav, did that make sense? Rishit, how about you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So whenever they give the square root function, that's where they're going to catch you, whether you know the domain or not. Make sense? How about this? Can we try this one? The last one, this one. And then we are going to verify inverse functions. Okay. And then, see, I really want to cover transformations. At least for 2 functions today, I will cover. Let me see. Go ahead. Because I really want you guys to wrap up and come with the other group. Go ahead. And you all seem to be catching on well as well. So why not? Go ahead. Anisha, did they finish inverses and composition in class?
Yeah, just now.
Then what are you working on now?
We finished doing inverses algebraically today, so I don't know what we're going to work on next.
Okay. Go ahead. Inverse functions, you just switch your domain and range. Done. I can do it as well if you want to, but I would prefer you letting me know. Ah, really? G of 9? Okay, Akshada, I don't know what is G. But G of 9 is not asked, right?
Oh, I think, never mind. I think I forgot to square root the 9. I put 9 instead of 3.
Okay. What is the answer though? Somewhere something is missing. I don't know what is missing yet. Yeah, but none of you got the answer. Why? Not really, Avni. Really? Am I checking wrongly? Correct. There are a couple of people who got. Subi, correct. Anisha, do you want to check, ma? Akshada, you have to check. Shrikar, I need the answer. Krishiv, no. Rishit, I'm waiting for your answer. Akshada got it. Can I help? You want me to help? You want to figure out? Yeah, I'm okay with anything. Just tell me. You want to figure out, I'll give you time. You want me to do it, I'll quickly do it. You have to tell me.
Is my next answer right?
I'll check. I'll check. Yes, correct. Shrikar, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I put it in the other way. Let me do it again.
Is my
Yes.
fixed right?
Okay. Avni, correct. Avni, first time itself you got it correct. What is that second 11?
Oh, you said I got it wrong, so I just tried to redo it.
Sorry, but why did you try to make it incorrect? Tell me.
I don't know. I just tried to solve it a different way because you said
You should be confident. No. You did it correct. I'm sorry if I went back and said incorrect. Sorry about it. But then why? How did you get the 11? Did you do f of g of x?
maybe.
See, that's where I want you to be confident. Your answer was correct, actually. Sorry about it if I didn't convey it properly. Correct. So I just want somebody who didn't get to get it correct. That's all. One of you. Shaker, correct. So to quickly tell, right? Everybody got it, but I don't know why the confusion. At least for Avni, I want to do it again.
Miss
So
Priya, I
find
have
out.
to go.
Yeah, correct, Shrikar. That's what I said.
No, I have to go.
Yeah, you go. You go.
Okay.
So when you think about it here, g of f of 6 means the outer function is always your original function. Whatever is inside, you're feeding it. So first you need to find f of 6. What is f of 6? 6 plus 3, 9. So f of 6 is a 3. Now you're feeding 3 as the input to this. So g of 3 is what you need to find out. 9 2s are 18 plus 5 is a 23. Make sense? Okay. I think we know now. We'll move on. Now, how to verify? Verifying inverses, right? If you're given two functions, how will you verify that one is the inverse of the other? Let's see. I'm going to give you this. And cover transformation for at least two functions. I want to show you the procedure that we follow. Now, you're given these two functions. How do I verify that they're inverses? I told you, right? Composition comes handy. I can either have my original function f and feed in f of x as my input and prove that it is equal to x. How can I do that? I'll take this function, original function f of x equal to x cube. But instead of x's, right, I'm going to feed in this as my input. F of cube root of x plus 1. Instead of x, I'm going to substitute that. Cube root of x plus 1, the whole cube. What does it mean, guys? When you think about it, cube root is what? Cube root and cube will cancel each other, right? Cube root and cube. Cube root and cube. So cube root of x plus 1 times cube root of x plus 1 times cube root of x plus 1. I can write this out as cube root of x plus 1, x plus 1, x plus 1, right? What will happen? They will just cancel each other and what will come out? Cube root of, cube root of x plus 1, okay? Sorry, this is x cube minus 1. Did you see that? I did not see that. X cube minus 1. So minus 1. So what happens? I get my x plus 1 out and then a minus 1. These get cancelled. Do you see? F of f inverse of x I calculated, right? That gave you the answer as x. Any questions? This is how you verify. Now, f inverse of f of x. How do you do it? F inverse function, let me take. Right? Now, in this inverse function, what should I do? This is my f inverse of x. But instead of x, I have to feed f of x as the input, right? F of x means f inverse of x cube minus 1. Instead of x, I'm going to substitute x cube minus 1 plus 1. Cube root. Now what happens? Cube root cube. What is the answer? What is the answer for this one? X. You got it? If you get this x, when you find out f inverse of f of x or f of f inverse of x, both are composition functions of each other. The composition of a function and its inverse is always equal to x if they are inverse functions. So, since we got x in both the cases, I can very well say, hey, yes, these two are inverse functions. Make sense? Okay. Now, I just want to cover one more transformation. So, your homework will be on a lot of inverse functions, composition functions. While you do that, I also want you to do transformations. Okay, how about that? Okay, how about this? I'm going to share screen with you guys. This is enormously important to me. Okay, I'll explain one or two today. Okay. Oh my God, what did I do? Okay, you all see it? Now, there is an don't worry about whatever function is given. Okay, as long as you understand, I'm fine. What is this transformation? Do you all know what is this transformation? What is the 3 multiplication? See, what is the parent function of this? What is the parent function for this? What is the parent function, guys?
Y equals absolute value.
Y equal to absolute value of x. So the parent function was absolute value x. That means if I take -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, y was 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. That is my parent function. Whenever you perform transformation and a graph, right? If you're asked to graph a transformed function in algebra 2, which is going to be the case every single day hereafter in algebra 2, right? Please do this table. You will never make a mistake. Okay, you will never end up with mistakes. So first of all, let's understand what are these transformations. Do you all know what is this transformation from algebra 1? Yeah, last week as well we did, right? What is that? It is a
Vertical stretch.
vertical stretch by 2. So vertical stretch by 3. Vertical stretch affects what axis? Vertical stretch affects axis.
Y.
Y axis. Y coordinate will get affected. Now, last we perform translations. First we go into reflection. If there's a reflection, you have to mention that. Then if there is a stretch or a compression, you have to mention that. And then we'll go to translations. Can you tell me what is the translation on the horizontal axis? Anybody, guys?
Right 3.
What one?
Right 3.
Right 3, correct. Right 3. So the horizontal movement, right, affects the x coordinate. And then what is this? +1 means
Up one.
up 1. So that affects your y coordinate. Now, what is that I know? My parent function is this. You clearly can put input-output values. But for my transform function, I need to understand, I have to include all of this. I'm so confused. So first I'm going to write the x transformation. This is the only one I'm bothered about. So x is shifted to right 3 means what happens to the value of x? It will get added 3. Correct, guys? If it moves 3 to the right, it will be x coordinate gets added by 3. Correct? That's what we learned last week, right? Now for the y, I have to include both. Y is actually y in my parent function. First, it has to be multiplied by a 3. And then number 1 should be added to it. So 3y plus 1. If you can get this correctly, then everything becomes easy to graph. How? That's it. You can fill it in now easily. See, here you're going to add 3 and write. So this is going to be a 1. -1 plus 3 is a 2. 0 plus 3 is a 3. 1 plus 3 is a 4. 2 plus 3 is a 5. Any questions here? 3y plus 1 is what? 3 2s are 6 plus 1, 7. Then 1 and a 5, 0 and a 1, then 1 means 3 plus 4, then 2, 6, 7. Any questions? Now you got your points for the transform function. It's so easy to graph now. 1, comma 7, then 2, comma 5, then 3, comma 1, 4, comma 4, comma 4. Okay. And then 5, comma 7. See, something like this. Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
How do you verify that this is correct? The original function was something like this, right? Absolute value function. So what did you do? Vertical stretch means you are narrowing it down. You narrowed it down to a V like this because vertically you're holding the bottom of the V and pulling it down, so it became thin. Okay. And then you moved right by 3. When you moved right by 3, that came here, right? That came here. And then you moved up by 1. So your bottom came here. You got it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta go now.
Yeah. I'm going to stop now. Did you all get it? Okay. So coming to transformation, I really want you guys to be able to start doing this. I'll assign the first problem as homework. You are going to fill just this one and bring it back. Okay, we'll do this in parallel to every class. You're going to do problem number 1, maybe problem number, this is as well easy. 3 and 4 are easy. So I'm going to assign this to you. The rest of it I'll do in class as well. Any questions? Okay, guys. I'll stop here and see you all next week.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, I hope you all learned something today, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, Miss Priya. Thank you.
Bye. Did you have any questions, Anisha, on the homework? You're good, right?
I wanted to
Thank
read the. Okay. Also, the homework is 1, 3, and 4, right?
1, 3, I'll put it down. Ma. When I post it, I'll put it down.
Oh, you.
1, 3, and 4, yes, you can definitely do 1, 3, 4.
Okay.
Try doing it so you will be you will become an expert in function transformation. Okay, you break your head and try. You'll get it.
Okay.
The answer key also helps you.
Yeah.
Even if you don't get it right after breaking your head, come and ask.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do you want to show me what what error you're getting?
Yeah, I just tried to click to open it up to print it, and this is what it showed. Can you read it?
It should, yeah. The server cannot process it. Illama, download it. You just clicked on it, right? One more.
Do you have 5 minutes in between?
Yeah, come.
Thank you. See, I got until the end.